Why everyone is starting a podcast? You and your unemployed friends are tired of gossiping and talking in the evening? You can start a podcast where you will be doing the same thing just in front of a camera and a mic, possibly a round table. So, all of your Bollywood movie failed and you're not getting a job? You can start a podcast. Tired of your family not listening to your irrelevant conspiracy theories? You can sit down, sir, with a mic. Oh, you want to sit with your family and talk about the country you left? Why don't you do it in front of a camera? That would be nice. Have the worst opinion known to mankind? Yeah, we need you. We need to hear you. Seems like everyone with an ounce of fame and fraction of recognition is starting a podcast these days. Now, I have seen a lot of foreign video essays on this topic, and they have covered mostly foreign podcasters, so I decided to make an Indian version of it. Amount of brain rotting content I had to consume to be able to make this video almost felt like a lobotomy, so you might consider watching this entire video. It seems like there are more podcasts than podcast listeners on Earth. Every other house will have another podcaster. Now, radio has always been a thing. People used to listen to people talk, listen to songs, but it all started when this guy said, I want to hear people talk on my iPod, and the journey begins. Now, just like a lot of new trend in India, this one also started from a foreign country, but it actually started to eat people's brain after the pandemic. I personally like a good podcast, someone expert in their field, or some people that I probably would never meet in my entire life. But I do have a bone to pick with Indian podcasts because I know the potential it has and how it's actually being used. Number one reason why people even start a podcast to begin with is because how easy it is to start. All you need is a camera and a mic and free time. Literally, this could be a podcast if I stretch this video enough and if I didn't have a script. So the work input is very less compared to the content output you get. Think of it this way. From one long podcast, you can make almost 20 reels that you see on your For You page and 20 shorts. So it's very good for business. And talking of business reminded me how almost everything is being promoted on podcasts. From literal brands, films. Also, based on a Reddit thread, I found out that people in India, they pay the podcaster to be on their podcast to promote something. Although the source is Reddit, but my speculation is also agrees because there is no way just 1 month before the release you're giving 10 different podcasts. It's almost like how they used to go to TV shows to promote their shows. Do you remember those like Sony TV or Kapil Sharma shows where guests used to come and they used to promote their new film and everything? It's the same thing but through podcasts. And this is something that I have not seen in foreign podcasts. Like, if I see a foreign celebrity on a podcast thumbnail on YouTube, I know that they're not just there to promote something. But 9 out of 10 times in India, it's going to be a promotion of some kind. Especially the A-listed stars, you can say it. If they are on a thumbnail, they have something going on. And apart from the personal promotion, they also have brand promotion. Imagine you paid for a YouTube free version and Spotify's free version just to listen to ad free content. And you're listening to a podcast, and in between the podcast, someone is saying, this is what the brand is, make sure you buy it. That's annoying. Platform in general rewards like long hours or long watch time. So if you put like 1 hour of yapping session, it's going to hit more numbers than a normal 10-minute long video. My next point is oversaturated spiritual content. Now, I understand we Indians are very emotional than the rest of the world, but there is no way the amount of ghost related podcasts I have seen during this whole research phase. I just cannot believe that how many people are interested in knowing Kala Jadoo or whatever that is. And the numbers are definitely crazy. They're having millions of views and it works in India. And even in my self help is toxic video, I have mentioned how some emotions can be used to captivate the audience, and that includes rage, fear, loneliness, and shame. In this case, the fear element is used a lot. Kind of fearful, they want to know about it, even though they don't care if the information is right or wrong, but it's working. It's literally working every day.
If we have toilets in the northern directions, just put a blue color tape around the toilet. East में है तो green लगा दो, south में है तो red लगा दो, और west में है तो white लगा दो. हो गया solution.
And I know if you're watching this video, you're probably not the audience for those kind of podcasts, but still, and I don't understand why people are wasting so much of their time on blind faith. Now, the next point, which is quantity over quality. Now, I do understand there are different types of podcasts. Some are meant to educate, some are meant to entertain. Here, if we talk about the education category, a lot of these podcasts don't have any fact check system. So, as a result, a lot of renowned experts present their opinions as facts a lot of the time.
पर्स को अपनी पैंट के पीछे वाली जेब में रखते हो तो आप लक्ष्मी का अपमान कर रहे होते हो, और जो लोग ब्लैक कलर की पर्स को रखते हैं उनके पास भी पैसा नहीं टिकता है। अगर आपको पर्स रखना ही है तो आपको
You might have seen a lot of videos on gut health or health in general and how most of them contradict each other, or most of them will tell the audience that how almost everything is dangerous for your health, which has no scientific basis. And don't even get me started with this entertainment category. In the name of entertainment, a lot of people are just sharing their stories and gossips about their lives that I have nothing to do with.
और कभी आपको आपके नाम से नहीं बुलाई। विशाल के पापा का नाम पढ़ लिया चमन, अब जो चमन, और पूरी क्लास को किसने बताया? चमन नाम इसने बताया।
And I am ready for a personal story if it is witty enough, I guess. But it's just making them laugh. Most of the time, I feel like I'm third wheeling while two friends are cracking their inside jokes, you know? Either it's gossip or it's about the hookup culture. Every podcast I have seen and heard dating life stories, especially I understand if you are in your 20s and that's all you've experienced, that's all that matters to you now, all you think people care about, but we don't. We actually don't. And the last point I want to make is the shortage of guests. There are only a few important personalities that possess the kind of expertise that topic requires. And on the other hand, there are lots and lots of podcasts. Who would want the guest to be on their show first? Once that number is exhausted, you have probably started to notice that they have started interviewing other podcasters. Like they're literally starting podcast with other podcasters. And they're usually asking the same old question. How was your childhood? How was your teenage? Have you had a problem? Even if you don't make it up like on the spot, how did you get success? That's the same pattern. But yeah, maybe sometimes they will ask you a few more questions depending on their interests. Another thing is that not only they have started to invite guests who are relevant for the moment, but also guests who were present in those relevant moments. That's all I had to say, to be honest. I got fed up with a lot of things that I have seen. Just like every other video, I would like to end this one also on a good positive note. So here are my recommendations for good Indian podcasts. WTF by Nikhil Kamath, The Seen and the Unseen, Everything is Everything. These are some good podcasts. Let me know if you know anything in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.